This game is really easy. Yeah, I think it's time to do my homework. Hey, it's a good idea. First, I need to find my laptop. I think I left it here. Oh, there is it. Okay, let's see. Here is it. New topic. What tense should I do now? Oh, gerunds and infinitives. This is not a tense. Well, I hope it isn't too hard. Right? Right? Oh, I see. Hello! Today we have a new exciting topic. As you saw in the intro, it is about the gerunds and infinitives. Sadly, my virtual slave escaped, so I will be presenting to you the new topic. So, let's go! Okay, let's begin with the gerund. A gerund can function as a subject, a direct object, a subject complement, and the object of a preposition. Okay, now let's go with the structure of a gerund. To make a gerund, we need the base form of the verb and the ing. I hope you already know it because I repeat it a lot. Also remember that if the verb ends in a e, you need to take out the e and put an ing. For example, for vote, it will be voting. For take, it will be taking. For use, it will be using. You understand? And also remember that for monosyllabics that end in a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant, you need to double the last consonant and add the ing. Like cut, it will be cutting, or put, putting, swim, swimming. Now we will see all the cases where we use the gerunds. A gerund can work as a subject, and the best way to learn this is looking at examples. For example, eating ice cream is my favorite thing to do. In this case, the subject is eating. Or skating is a sport that requires a lot of protection. In both cases, who is making the action or what is making the action are the gerunds. And also notice that when we talk about gerunds as subjects, we talk about them like they were in the third person singular. That's why we use is. Then, gerunds as direct objects. For example, Homer Simpson enjoys drinking a big can of beer, or Garfield loves eating a big plate of lasagna. In both cases, if we ask to the verb what, the answer should be the gerund because it is acting as a direct object. For example, what does Homer Simpson enjoys? He enjoys drinking. Or what Garfield loves? He loves eating. Then, gerunds as subject complements. For example, my favorite hobby is playing video games in my gamer cave. Or her biggest joy is sleeping in my bed. In both cases, the gerund is adding additional information of the subject, and it is connected with a linking verb. And finally, the gerunds as objects of a preposition. Also consider that in this case, just the gerunds can work as objects of a preposition, not the infinitives. First, let's see these examples. For example, right now I am focused in making a good video. Or she's really tired of using the public transport, like me. In both cases, the gerunds are following a preposition. That's why they become the object of this preposition. Now let's look at the infinitives. An infinitive can function in a sentence as a subject, a direct object, a subject complement, an adjective, and an adverb. These last two cases are exclusives of the infinitives. And maybe you are asking yourself, what is an infinitive? What exactly is? Well, an infinitive is when we use the preposition to plus the base form of the verb. For example, to play, to jump, to climb, to clean, things like that. Consider that an infinitive is not the same as the base form of the verb. They are different. What's the difference? The main difference is the preposition to. That's basically all. So, knowing all this, let's see every function with some examples, and then one last thing, the infinitive as subject. For example, to listen to music is my favorite thing to do when I am in a public transport, or to fight with lightsaber against the Pope is my dream. In these two examples, the infinitives are doing the action. That's why it is acting as a subject. Now let's see the infinitives as direct objects. For example, I really want to have telekinetic powers, or I would love to go to one of the Strokes concerts. In both cases, the infinitive is acting as the direct object. If we ask to the verb what is, for example, what does it want, or what does he want to have telekinetic powers. Now, the infinitive as a subject complement. For example, his biggest dream is to fight against a grasshopper, or Elon Musk's goal is to live in Mars. In both cases, the infinitive is adding information to the subject. Now the infinitive as adjective. Notice and consider that this is exclusive of the infinitives. For example, there are a lot of things to do in the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, or there is a lot of people to meet in this world. In both cases, the infinitive is modifying the noun. That's why it is acting as an adjective. For example, to meet is modifying people, or to do is modifying things. And finally, the infinitive as an adverb. For example, Arnold raised his hand to speak his mind, or she is practicing every day to win a prize. In both cases, the infinitive could modify an adjective, a verb, or another adverb, just like an adverb. And finally, just to end, let's see what makes this topic complicated. And it is when we use the gerunds or the infinitives as direct objects, because we have here a conundrum that is something problematic. Basically, there are verbs that can have as a direct object just adjectives or infinitives, not both of them. And that's why there is a list of verbs that, yeah, we need to learn. But at least there are not too many, it could be worse. But anyways, here is it. As you see here, there are a lot of verbs that we need to learn. And I will help you to pronounce them. Maybe in this way you will remember them better. Okay, the verbs followed by a gerund are abhor, acknowledge, admit, advise, allow, anticipate, appreciate, avoid, be word, can't help, celebrate, confess, consider, defend, delay, detest, discontinue, discuss, dislike, dispute, dread, endure, enjoy, escape, evade, explain, fancy, fear, feel like, think, finish, forgive, give up, keep on, mention, mind, miss, necessitate, omit, permit, picture, postpone, practice, prevent, put off, recall, recollect, recommend, report, resent, resist, resume, risk, shirk, shun, suggest, support, tolerate, understand, urge, and warrant. Okay, for the verbs that are followed by an infinitive, we have agree, appear, arrange, ask, attempt, beg, can afford or can't afford, can wait or can't wait, care, chance, choose, claim, come, consent, dare, decide, demand, deserve, determine, elect, endeavor, expect, fail, get, grow up, guarantee, hesitate, hope, hurry, incline, learn, manage, mean, need, neglect, offer, pay, plan, prepare, pretend, profess, promise, refuse, remain, request, resolve, say, seek, seem, shudder, strive, struggle, swear, tend, threaten, turn out, venture, volunteer, wait, want, wish, would like, and yearn. And finally, we have the verbs that change its meaning when they are followed by a gerund or an infinitive. For example, forget, go on, quit, regret, remember, stop, and try. The most difficult part of all these verbs are the verbs that are followed by a gerund or infinitive, and they have a change in its meaning. For example, for the verb forget, if I say I forgot to meet him, this means that I didn't meet him because I forgot to do it. Then if I say I forgot meeting him, this means that I don't have the memory of meeting him before. For the verb go on, if we say he went on to learn English and French, this means that he ended one period of time before this. But if we say he went on learning English and French, this means that he continued learning English and French. For the verb quit, if we say she quit to work here, this means that she quit another job in order to work here. But if we say she quit working here, this means that she quit her job here, so she doesn't work here anymore. For the verb regret, we could say I regret promising to help you. This means that I'm sorry that I made the promise. But if we say I regret to tell you that we can't hire you, this means that I am telling you now, so I'm sorry. For the verb remember, if we say she remembered to visit her grandmother, this means that she didn't forget to visit. But if we say she remembered visiting her grandmother, this means that she had memories of this time. For the verb stop, if I say I stopped to call you, this means that I interrupted another action in order to call you. But if we say I stopped calling you, this means that I stopped this activity, so maybe we had a fight. And finally, for the verb try, if we say I tried to open the window, this means that I attempted the action but didn't succeed. But if we say I tried opening the window, this means that this was one option I solved, so maybe the room was hot. And that's all for this topic. I hope that you learned it. I know it's a little bit complicated, but with practice we can do everything. So keep learning these verbs, keep making sentences with these verbs and every function of the gerunds and the infinitive. And as always, I hope to see you here the next week with the next topic. So thank you so much and goodbye.